Welcome everyone to 91.9 KCSB FM in Santa Barbara. My name is Ryan Miller and I am the promotions director for the station, and I am joined today by the wonderful and incomparable Galen Tipton. How are you doing today, Galen?
I'm doing all right. A little, a little sleepy, as we were talking about before, but it's nothing to complain about right now.
There you go. Thank you so much for taking the time to join with us today. I am so thrilled to be able to talk to you and kind of give our listeners a little insight into your world.
Yeah, absolutely. Ask
So,
away.
for people who may not know who you are, talk a little bit about yourself, your musical style, influences, that sort of general thing.
I guess when it comes to musical styles, it's a little hard to pin down if you haven't been following me for the past like 5 or 6 years. It's sort of all over the place. Uh, Definitely can do stuff ranging from like really experimental out there collage stuff to like club music to been working on a pop project Recovery Girl, which is like semi hyper popish, but like I started it before that was even like a thing, and I'm going to keep doing it until like after hyper pop dies. So like I don't know. I feel like I probably got a little something for everyone across the kind of underground music sphere potentially.
That's a good way to put it, honestly. And it's interesting that you bring up the term hyperpop because I feel like lately it's kind of been a little contentious in a way. Like some people really kind of lean into it, others are a little bit more opposed to it and don't really kind of want to be put in that box, I guess. Like, where do you kind of stand on that? Like, do you sort of agree with what people are saying? Do you think that it's not really, that big of a umbrella, or what do you think?
I mean, it's a couple of different things. Like, so I feel like the reason a lot of people are upset by the term itself is because like the term as we know it was like made like by Spotify. Like it was like it's the
Hmm.
name of a Spotify playlist, and like I don't know, Spotify's tried to like quote unquote like make up genre names before, like escape room and stuff like that. But like hyperpop's the one that just like they kind of we're in the right place, the right time, like, and it's like something that's like really stuck and like people actually think of it as a genre. Like, I don't, I like, people make fun of escape room a lot, but also I can't think of anybody that would be like, yeah, like I'm escape room, or like this is an escape room sound, whereas like hyperpop is like pretty clearly defined. Um, but like the fact that it's like corporate Spotify like has some of that ties to it. Like I think that's kind of where a lot of the shittiness comes in. For me, like I'm down to use it to my advantage if I want to, but I'm not going to like confine myself by the term. Like if people want to call what I do hyperpop, if it helps them find my work, like super cool. But I like when I'm making stuff, I'm not necessarily being like, yeah, I'm gonna make a hyper pop track today. It's just like this is just what I'm currently interested in right now. And I really like doing it. And like if it becomes hyper pop and that's really popular, hell yeah. Like people can find it. I'm again still gonna be doing this until after the playlist isn't popular or doesn't exist. So
There you go. That's a great way to put it, honestly. I think it sort of just seems like a lot of people kind of default to putting people in that box, and then others sort of want to either venture outside of it or don't feel like they necessarily fit in that. I mean, it's not necessarily a bad thing, but I do agree with sort of what you said in the sense that, if it is what it is, then so be it. And also not sort of wanting to be put in that almost like capitalistic sort of label, I guess.
I think I don't know a lot of there's a lot of people that like by default people find really annoying or like not serious, which is just like I think like people not wanting to consider themselves hyper pop is like kind of like them like trying to be taken seriously or something like that, when it's just like
Hmm.
who really cares? Like a lot of these people are just like having a lot of fun, like making like incredibly catchy music, and that's why it's popular. um
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah. So one of the tracks that I would say a lot of people tend to know you by is through Tadpole's Lullaby, which was released off of your compilation Care Package sometime later last year, and is also my little Zoom background. So that song ended up going pretty viral on TikTok and became a popular sound for people to use on TikTok. How did that sort of make you feel?
I'm honestly still kind of blown away by it because like I basically like I didn't have a TikTok like at the time like this was like starting to sort of snowball. I just got like a message from a random person on I think Twitter being like, "Hey, do you know that like your song's been used in like 50 TikTok videos?" And I'm just like, "That's fucking wild. I guess I should make a TikTok account and just like follow it." And then just like within the period of a couple months, getting like thousands of videos made and just like I don't know, like I've made songs like with the intention of being like, this is gonna be my meme song, or this is the song that like has the chance of going viral. And I never would have expected like something like Tadpole's Lullaby to like be that. Like Tadpole's Lullaby is like low key 4 years old at this point. Like it was on my computer since like 2018. And I was just like, I don't know. There was a lot of stuff that I put out around then that like I did not have as big of an audience as I do now. So I was just like, I kind of just like, want to kind of package all of these like similar sounding songs together and then put them out. And then like, I don't know, 4 or 5 months after that, like it just randomly going viral on TikTok. And it's like, I don't know, I'm still like incredibly perplexed, but it's fun. It's definitely like, I don't know, it's became like my most listened to song like extremely quickly. Like it's easily just like past everything that like even stuff that I've like had out for years and on streaming services for years. I don't know. It's a really wild thing to me still.
The A lot of people just talk about the TikTok algorithm in a way, how it's I've kind of called TikTok like a very hyper visible platform in the sense that, with other, sites like Twitter or Instagram, you can kind of keep things a little more contained, but with TikTok, it's like all eyes are on you all the time. So it's a little wild how that song just absolutely blew up so quickly as it did.
Yeah, like TikTok, you can like, I don't know. I don't claim to know like how it works, but if something you do like starts to snowball, like you can do massive numbers so easily. Like it's just fucking like I don't get paid for TikTok streams, but like literally you know like thousands of videos seen millions of times. Like the fact that like my song has been listened to millions of times on TikTok just like blows my mind. Like definitely like not even comparable to like actual streaming services. Like I've barely like passed like 500,000 on it, which is like still kind of a lot to me. But TikTok is just like fucking wild of how much people are just using it.
Seriously. I think something I saw the other day too regarding TikTok, or sort of just some online discussion about it, is that if it wasn't for, the current state of the world we're in, TikTok may not have blown up and may not have grown to be that super mega platform that we have today. Because I remember even when a lot of people were sort of, you know, looking at TikTok because it was transitioning from when it used to be Musically and then it was bought by its new owner. A lot of people still were kind of like treating it as if it's kind of like cringy in a way, but now it's like you can't escape it.
Yeah, I think that might I don't know if this has anything to do with it, but I remember I feel like in the past like year and a half, there have been like the handful of times where it's been like, oh, the government's gonna shut TikTok down. Like definitely like seeing that like more than once. And I think that may have caused a lot of people to be like, oh shit, I gotta download this while it's like still like just like that forbidden quality of it might
The
have
forbidden app.
yeah, exactly.
All right. So another moniker that you tend to go by online and within your music is Recovery Girl. And you mentioned it a little bit earlier. Who is Recovery Girl and what makes them so different from the artists that we know of as Galen Tipton?
The short answer is like Recovery Girl is like me doing pop shit. Like it's very it's very like focused and compartmentalized into like me focusing on pop songwriting and like being able to use my voice in some way. Like it's definitely like the sound and the style is like a lot more limited. Like I look at like stuff under my given name, Galen Tipton, is like I'll literally just do whatever I want. Like, and then it'll all like kind of like find a way to fit into like that persona. But like Recovery Girl is like much more restrained.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah,
kind
and
of
I mean, oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying it's like it's like me purposely challenging myself to like write better, catchier music.
Yeah, and I mean, it has worked. Like you said earlier, it was picked up, but I think some of your songs as Recover Girl have been picked up by the Spotify Hyperpop playlist.
Yeah, I've like low-key been on it since like almost the beginning, which is wild to me, like in one song or another. Like I don't know, one song that I put out recently for the Recovery Girl and Friends project coming up, Summer Makes Me So Depressed, got on the playlist almost immediately. Which I'm just like, I'm not doing the same numbers as like a lot of people on the playlist, but it's just like it's nice to know that somebody at Spotify is like paying attention.
And still, like being on the same playlist with artists like Charlie XCX, I mean, come on.
Yeah, exactly. Just like notice me, Charlie. Like, let me.
Oh my gosh. So you mentioned Recovery Girl and Friends, which is coming out, I think pretty soon, right?
Yeah, July 17th.
July
And
17th. There you
yeah,
go.
half of it's out already. You can pre-order it on Bandcamp for $1. Um, yeah, there might be one or two more songs that come out before then to kind of get people hyped. But yeah, that's been a lot of fun. I've been making that like mostly during the pandemic, and like every single song is a collaboration with one or more people, besides the very first one, which is only like a minute long. So like 99% of the project is just like me working with like friends, loved ones, peers, people that I like message and did not expect to get a response, like GFOTY and Little Mariko, like both of them like being like, I don't know, so fun and easy to work with, and like I did not expect either of them to respond at all. Um, so it's been a wild ride getting everything together.
The fact that you were able to get in contact with Little Mariko and GFOTY is honestly kind of nuts. That's
Yeah,
wild.
just
Are
just just Instagram messaging, and then like you'll be it's like never be afraid to like message somebody. Like you literally have nothing to lose, and like you'll be surprised at who responds to you.
yeah, shoot your shot. The worst you could hear is no. But
Yeah.
are you a very collaborative person when it comes to your just like general creative process?
um I mean, mostly, yeah, I like really enjoy working with other people, and like a bulk of the music that I have out is collaborative. Like I just there's something really like magic that happens like working with someone else, that it just kind of like, I don't know, it puts you in a very different headspace than when like you're just working on your own stuff, and you're just like you're more focused on like just making the song be as good as possible, like through any means necessary. And like when you are doing that with like one or more people, like just, I don't know, really fun, unexpected things can happen. And I liked that. I don't know. I like that kind of mystery factor to it.
Yeah. And you mentioned the song in particular, Summer Makes Me So Depressed on the album. Why do you hate summer so much? Because I think when we tend to talk about things like seasonal depression and mood, a lot of people kind of associate that with like the fall and winter, but for you it's summer. So why is that?
It like, I definitely get some winter season depression, but summer, like I just uh and I, I say this in the song too, but it's just like I get overheated really easily. Like I just like I can't stand the heat, and that can either like, I think that was even like before getting on like antidepressant and anti-anxiety medications, which just like those like it's pretty common for those to like also make your body be really susceptible to heat, but also like you know, after graduating college, like summer vacation doesn't exist anymore. Just
Yeah.
like life is literally it's the same old as it's been, and now I'm just like too fucking hot and like feeling like shit. But I like, you know, I'm still going to work every day, still doing all this shit. I live in an attic in a place with no AC, so I'm like, it's all of it's bad for me particularly. I'm not I'm not a fan.
My gosh. At least you're not in Seattle. I mean, I have a lot of friends who are up there who were just absolutely suffering this past week.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I've thought about moving to Seattle sometimes just because, like, in general, the temperature sounds like it'd be a lot better than, excuse me, where I'm at right now, just in fucking Ohio. It's muggy and hot as shit, and I hate it.
We don't really hear a whole lot of like electronic-y artists kind of come out of the Ohio Midwest area. Do you feel like your like local environment inspires you when it comes to your music, or is it just sort of a place for you to kind of live?
Um, it does inspire me actually. Like for the people that don't know, like Orange Milk Records is based out of Dayton and Columbus in Ohio. And Keith Rankin, aka Giant Claw, and Seth Graham, like, you know, both live around here, both are IRL friends. Both are making like music that I still consider like years ahead of so many people and just like not getting the recognition that they deserve. I mean, Keith's been getting a lot of recognition for the visual art that he's been doing. Like, he just did art for the new Chromeo live album,
Oh,
which
I
is
think I saw that.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's Giant Claw, Keith Rankin. He's such a fucking awesome, talented guy that like I like literally there are more people around me that I like hope will blow up before I do because like they've been in this for longer and doing work that I like was just like super crucial and like inspiring me. And then also I live like really close to Diana Starshine, which we've become really good friends and collaborators over the past couple of years. So like that, those particular three people, Keith, Seth, and Diana, are like um, some of the reasons that are like keeping me around here. Besides the fact that it's like I can't afford to live anywhere else at the moment.
Yeah, that's so sweet though. I love how you say that. And speaking of Diana, so you recently collaborated on a project with her, which is a giant Charlie XCX cover compilation called Pop 3, which
Mhm.
actually at the time of this interview came out yesterday on the 2nd. How
Yeah.
did that come about?
That like coming about was like totally her thing. So it's like it's like summer vacation for her. She's back home with her family all the way in out west in in California, and like I think like literally at the beginning of June, she was just like, I need to do a Charlie XCX cover album. Like this will be fun to work on. And like just pulled all these really awesome artists and friends and stuff together. And like with everybody like working on one track on their own. Like Diana's like already like an incredible vocalist and songwriter. So like if she's just covering Charlie XCX, who's like a really big influence on her, and like she already has the range and the chops to like be able to do that. It's just like it's not a ton of work on her end. Like just get like really cool instrumentals from people, and then she just like fucking like sings her ass off on top of that. And then I don't know, I've recently like been kind of in a like not great mental place, so like I like being able to like focus as like kind of a low key like support person for that project like has been helpful for me mentally to just like, you know, focusing on working on something for someone that I care about, and like made a couple tracks for that, and then also like mastered the project as well. And I don't know, it turned out really fucking good. The fact that she was able to like get everything together in low key less than a month, is incredibly impressive. And you know, we've got a lot more that we've been working on together coming out hopefully before the end of the year.
That's
That
seriously incredible how you were able to you didn't just master the entire like almost the entire project, but you also worked on a cover of Gone and Boom Clap. And the fact that
yeah,
that was all done in under a month?
yeah, like um I don't know. For those tracks, they kind of came together really fast for me. Like I did Boom Clap already. Um like that was originally going to be the only thing that I did. And then when Diana reached out to me and was like, I'm trying to find someone to do a cover of Gone. And I was just like, no, fuck it. I need something to work on right now that's gonna like make me feel good. Like I'll do it. And then I kind of forgot that it was like one of my favorite Charlie songs ever. And I was like, okay, let me do the vocals for Christine the Queen's part two. Um, and I don't know. It was a really like being able to like do a couple tracks for that was like a really good outlet for me at the time. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Diana is absolutely incredible, and I'm still like so like impressed and like proud of her for being able to get all of this shit together so quickly.
Yeah, and it's really interesting because I feel like especially within the course of the past few years with Charlie working with more collaborators like A.G. Cook and even Sophie, she's kind of been seen as like almost a goddess in the sort of realm of what we consider to be hyper pop, but you also have a little bit of leeway with that because you've worked with Umru, who's done production for Charlie, and you've also played at Subculture, which I think is Dorian Electra's or at least Dorian Electra's like hosted virtual like sort of rave. Did that being able and like being in close proximity with such like people with such direct ties to her, do you feel like that inspired your work on Pop 3?
Um, Not necessarily, because I like here's my thing. Like I think all that like music is incredible and forward thinking pop, but I'm always just like y'all could be going so much weirder and so much stranger. So like maybe I'm only thinking about it in the aspect of just like how do I push this farther with it still being pop? Like
Mhm.
um like I don't know, like definitely like, you know, like talk to and semi friends with Rue and Dorian, but like am not super close with either of them. And I don't know. I'm always thinking of just like how can we just like keep pushing this to its limits? And not saying that I'm like doing that, but I just like I never want to settle. And I don't know. I fucking love what all of them are doing, but I'm just like just get weirder, get stranger. Like you guys can do it. I know you can. Like
Just got to keep girl bossing it out, you know.
yeah.
And since you've been able to work with them, do you happen to have like XCX World on your laptop or anything? You know, maybe in just your hard drive. You want to just, where is it, Galen? Where did you put it?
I don't have it. I'm gonna be super real and saying that like I don't listen to Charlie all that much.
Mhm.
Like I fucking love and respect her. But it's just like um it's not all the time like is totally my cup of tea. That makes sense. I don't know. I just
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
when I'm listening to it, like the tracks that I like from Charlie are like the ones that are like the most strange and abrasive. And I'm glad that
Mhm.
she's been doing that more with like working with like different people from PC music and stuff. But I don't know, I'm always waiting for those tracks because it's just like I don't know. To me, that's like where the real magic that Charlie is doing is happening.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And honestly, like it's probably in someone's like Google Drive somewhere, honestly. So, you also recently performed your first one of your first live shows, after what, like the past year and a half? How do
Yeah.
you love performing live? How did that really make you feel?
I enjoy performing live a lot. The show itself uh, was kind of meh. I mean, like it was like basically what happened was it was during a like one of the Pride events that happens in Columbus, and I was the very last person performing it that night, and pretty much everyone that was there had already been there all day. So like I literally like the crowd went from like 50 plus people the previous act to me coming on to like nine and some change, like, and all of those like being just like close friends of mine, which like was still super duper fun. I have missed performing live a lot. I really like facilitating like really live, fun, dancey, moshing type experiences for people. Um, but it was definitely, I don't know, it was a little awkward just it being like so long since I've done
Hmm.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and honestly, I feel like we're still kind of getting out of that, like, you know, post-pandemic anxiety and still trying to navigate that phase. Even with us, here at the station as we prepare to transition back into going back into the studio and recording live, it's just like it's a little terrifying in a way, but it's also so exciting at the same time. And I think that's why I feel like that's kind of why people are, so a little bit more anxious, but it'll honestly get easier as time goes on.
Yeah, like I know I'm pretty sure they asked me when I was performing if they wanted if like I wanted to perform as Recovery Girl, and I still haven't done a Recovery Girl live show yet. And I was just like, well, like there's there's already so much anxiety about like performing for the first time in a year and a half. I'm not gonna like add on
Mhm.
top of that like shit. I haven't done a live performance as Recovery Girl before either. So I'm hoping that that'll happen at some point this year. Like I like started Recovery Girl with the intention of like this stuff being like live performances. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping to get to that point soon.
I don't know. I mean, a Galen Tipton back-to-back Recovery Girl debut set sounds pretty sick to me.
And that could be fun. Well, that might be happen in a couple months in Germany. Um,
Ooh, okay. There you go. That's awesome.
yeah, I'm hoping this is like announced by the time this comes out, and I guess I can let you know it should be. Um, Me and Diana will be performing together at the end of August in this village in Germany called Witten, at this like kind of queer music festival thing, which like that coming together has been fucking wild, but like that's going to be really fun. I haven't left the country in over a decade, so well, I haven't been overseas in over a decade.
That's so sick. That's just wild, honestly.
Yeah.
There were a lot of people also kind of talking about like Primavera Sound for next year because a lot of PC music artists are performing. And then, we also have Love Goes On in London at Pitchfork. So it's kind of crazy just how rapidly things are just changing.
Yeah, yeah. I'm hoping I don't know that we don't regret how rapidly things are changing by that point.
Yeah.
Hoping things stay safe for sure.
Yeah. I totally agree with you. But I mean, hey, you've seriously grown like so much over the past 2 years and really honing and perfecting your craft. And from what it sounds like, you're still not done yet. Like you just want to get even weirder, more experimental. So like what's next for you?
Um, the the most concrete next thing for me is me and Diana have a like full collaborative album that we've been working on for Orange Milk Records that is super close to being done. I kind of just got to sit down and do it
Hmm.
because a good chunk of the good chunk of the work is on my end. Um, Me and Giant Claw have been working on a collaborative album for the past like 3 or so years, and like that's starting to come together. That might get done soon, not sure. Um, and then I have low key another Recovery Girl mixtape that I made with a local friend of mine that honestly I think is like some of the best material that either of us had ever done. So like trying to figure out when that's going to come out because like that I've been low key trying to like get in contact with like Dylan Brady to be like, hey, like put this out on like dog show or some shit, because like this is like, I don't know, this is like, this fits that. It's like it's a really, I've been working with this local artist and friend, Atlas Mo, who like we've been friends for a long ass time. And he's really involved in the hip hop community here. And like we've just been like, we got to make something together. We've been friends for so long, like we should do this. And it's like a really fun intersection of all the like weird hyper pop shit happening right now, and a lot of like really fun out there like real hip hop stuff like coming from his end. And like that, I don't know, I'm really excited for that project. I think the most of all, like, you know, Recovery Girl and Friends is going to be cool because of like how many amazing people are on it, and that, like, that's not even out yet, so I haven't even seen how far that's going to go. But I don't know, a lot of it's just kind of like finishing up a lot of stuff that's like that needs to get done, and then I can start thinking about like what I want to do for myself next.
That's so exciting, honestly. The concept of you doing sort of like a hip hop infused, I feel like that's sort of a lot of that's kind of a big inspiration for a lot of people within sort of hyper pop, digicore, that's those sort of genres. So that's really cool that you're going to start kind of, you know, getting into that sound a little more.
Yeah, like I've definitely, like there's, I will say that it's like I'll just say like white people doing hip hop in general is like a really like most of the time like isn't a great idea or doesn't go over very well. But like I'm still obviously like really inspired by that scene and people that are doing it, and like being able to work with somebody who's like directly involved in that scene, who's also like a really good friend of mine, like I think is a like a really, I don't know, like not shitty way to do it.
Hmm.
Like just like we're both kind of like building off of like what each other is good at, um rather than just being like, um I don't know, like I don't want to be doing like too much like solo Recovery Girl hip hop stuff like that. I don't know, that's like not totally my scene.
Hmm. Yeah, that sounds great, honestly. And lastly, as we begin to wrap up here, where can people find you?
I'm on like every streaming service, I'm pretty sure. I think most stuff, yeah, yeah. I think trying to get more stuff on Tidal, because Tidal pays people more.
Hmm.
Um, I'm on Bandcamp. Just look up Galen Tipton on Bandcamp. You'll find me and all the Recover Girl shit. Um, on Instagram and Twitter. Uh, I'm on SoundCloud still. I know that's kind of dying out, but still like a nice little place to just put stuff up. Yeah, if you just Google me, you'll find me.
Wait, people consider SoundCloud to be dying?
I like kind of, I don't know. Like I haven't seen people like as hype about SoundCloud, and maybe that's just like been from my perspective. Like I'm not sure. I know like SoundCloud is like low key like been having a identity crisis over the past couple of years because of like streaming services becoming so popular. So
Hmm.
it it still seems like kind of weirdly out of place at the moment, but I don't know.
Yeah, I do agree with you because I feel like the sort of main like SoundCloud scene itself is starting to kind of splinter, but at the end of the day, it's just a place to throw your music up there.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like it doesn't have as like using SoundCloud and Bandcamp are like so crucial in the sense that like if you want to get stuff up on streaming services, either you're going to have to pay for it or you're going to have to wait a while, and also like you're going to have to like follow a lot of like weirdly strict rules about how you like put stuff up and like how stuff is named and shit like that, where it's just like Bandcamp and SoundCloud, you can just put shit up and then it's up, it's online, it's good to go, people can listen to it, buy it, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us today. It was so great to talk to you. Definitely, everyone listening, be sure to check out Pop 3, which recently came out, as well as Recover Girl and Friends, that is coming out later this month. But thank you so much, Galen. Once again, it was really great talking to you.
Yeah. Thanks for having me on. It was a lot of fun.
Of course.